Blue light is a flicker in the dark, leaving a cold and temporary mark. I watch the little bubbles grow and fade, tangled in the digital trap I made. You're online but the silence is so loud, hiding behind a bright and pixelated cloud. I checked the time you were last active there, counting the minutes in the empty air. I wonder who is keeping you awake while I am feeling every quiet ache. Did I say something that I should have kept inside the places where the secrets slept? The check marks turned to blue an hour ago, a silent and a devastating show of all the things you choose to just ignore, leaving me pacing on the hardwood floor. The distance is a glowing little screen, a barrier that's felt but never seen. I'm waiting for a ghost to find its voice, leaving me with absolutely no choice. I'm staring at the red receipts tonight, under the artificial blinding light. You saw the words I poured out from my soul, but left me out here spinning out of control. The silence is a message on its own, waiting for the ghost of a vibration on my phone. Red receipts. Maybe you're busy, maybe you're with friends, or maybe this is where the story ends. I built a dozen versions of the why under the cover of the midnight sky. I compare the way you used to text, terrified of what is coming next. Your punctuation used to be so warm before the arrival of the quiet storm. I scroll back to the messages from May to see exactly when we lost the way. We used to talk until the sun would rise, before the careful clouds began to disguise the interest that you finally withdrew, leaving me out here looking for a clue. The typing indicator is a tease, bringing me softly down upon my knees. The distance is a glowing little screen, a barrier that's felt but never seen. I'm waiting for a ghost to find its voice, leaving me with absolutely no choice. I'm staring at the red receipts tonight, under the artificial blinding light. You saw the words I poured out from my soul, but left me out here spinning out of control. The silence is a message on its own, waiting for the ghost of a vibration on my phone. Red receipts. I have to put the phone face down and rest, and stop the constant pounding in my chest. I won't be checking it for one more hour, giving up the toxic silent power. I breathe into the darkness of the room, navigating through the sudden gloom. I'm staring at the red receipts tonight, under the artificial blinding light. You saw the words I poured out from my soul, but left me out here spinning out of control. The silence is a message on its own, waiting for the ghost of a vibration on my phone. Red receipts.
across the table for my hand, a gesture that I totally understand. But every single instinct screamed to run away from the affection and the sun. I pulled my fingers back and took a sip, biting on the bottom of my lip. I changed the subject, made a little joke, watching the romantic tension choke. It isn't that I do not feel the pull, the gravity is wonderful and full, but I have seen the damage at the end, when lovers try to pivot back to friend. I carry all the bruises from the past, a guarantee that nothing's gonna last. I calculate the danger of the height before I ever step into the light. The vulnerability is a massive drop, and I don't know exactly where I'll stop. I'm standing on the edges of the cliff, paralyzed by every single what if. I'm absolutely afraid of falling down, drowning in a fascinating town. I want the connection, want the heat, but I am terrified of the defeat. I keep the barricades securely locked, making sure the intimacy is blocked. Afraid of falling. Ooh. I start to analyze your tiny flaws, searching for a reason to withdraw, a subtle justification for the pause. You laughed a little loud at my remark. I use it as a reason in the dark to push you slightly further from my core and lock another psychological door. The loneliness is cold, but it is safe. A quiet and dependable little wave. I know exactly how the room will feel without the complication of the real. But watching you withdraw is hurting me, a self-fulfilling tragic prophecy. I ruin the potential of the start, protecting the remainder of my heart. The vulnerability is a massive drop, and I don't know exactly where I'll stop. I'm standing on the edges of the cliff, paralyzed by every single what if. I'm absolutely afraid of falling down, drowning in a fascinating town. I want the connection, want the heat, but I am terrified of the defeat. I keep the barricades securely locked, making sure the intimacy is blocked. Afraid of falling. I have to learn to trust the parachute and let the deeper quiet feelings root. Stepping out of the armor and the steel, letting the uncertainty become real. I close my eyes and lean into the space, accepting the uncertainty and grace. I'm absolutely afraid of falling down, drowning in a fascinating town. I want the connection, want the heat. I am terrified of the defeat. I keep the barricades securely locked, making sure the intimacy is blocked. Afraid of falling.
I was the shoulder that they leaned upon, from the sunset to the breaking of the dawn. I offered all the logic and the light during the coldest hours of the night. I swallowed all my feelings, kept them hid to be the solid pillar that they need. Everybody thinks I have a key to handle the uncertainty and be. Oh, when the door is locked and I'm alone, the silence starts to penetrate the bone. I slide against the wall and close my eyes, tired of the beautiful and noble lies. The armor is a hollow kind of shell, protecting me from the external hell. But underneath the surface of the steel, I'm terrified of everything I feel. The cracks are starting to appear tonight underneath the solitary light. I'm desperate for a hand to hold my own before the remaining strength is blown. I'm tired of trying to be strong for everyone, waiting for the evening to be done. I wanna be the one who gets to cry and never have to give a reason why. I'm holding up the sky with aching arms, feeding all the quiet and the internal alarms, trying to be strong. Friends are calling me to vent their grief, searching for a second of relief. I listen and I nod and give advice, paying the repetitive and lonely cries. Nobody is asking how I am or noticing the cracks inside the dam. I've played the role of hero for too long, singing a familiar and a weary song. I wish I could surrender to the rain and let somebody else absorb the pain. But I have built a reputation here as someone who is never touched by fear. It's the only kind of pedestal to keep, where the quiet water is dangerously deep. I'm gasping for a little bit of air, wondering if anyone is truly there. The cracks are starting to appear tonight underneath the solitary light. I'm desperate for a hand to hold my own before the remaining strength is blown. I'm tired of trying to be strong for everyone, waiting for me even to be done. I wanna be the one who gets to cry and never have to give a reason why. I'm holding up the sky with aching arms, feeding all the quiet and the internal alarms, trying to be I'm tracing out the letters of your name, playing back the movies in the frame. I think about the night I walked away and all the things I didn't want to say. The pride was like a wall inside the hall, waiting for the inevitable fall. I see the places where I let you down, the quietest regret inside the town. wanna tell you that I see it now, wiping all the tension from my brow. The way I used to twist the words you spoke, underneath the pressure and the smoke. I was defensive, I was always right, starting every unnecessary fight. I carry all the sentences I kept inside the room where all the secrets slept. The silence is a mountain in the way of everything I need to find and say. I'm holding on to ghosts of the past, wondering how long the noise will last. These are my unsaid apologies tonight, underneath the cold and yellow light. I'm sorry for the way I let things slide, and all the honest truths I had to hide. Wanna make it right, but time is thin, and I don't know where to even begin. Unsaid apologies. I wonder if you're waiting for the call, or if you built a much more solid wall to keep the memory of me outside, with absolutely nowhere left to hide. I see you smiling every passing face, in every single solitary space. I practiced what I say 1,000 times, accounting for my own emotional crimes. The ego is a stubborn kind of beast, ruining the hunger at the feast. It told me I was better off alone, until the coldness penetrated bone. I check my phone and hover on your screen, watching the familiar routine, but I just put it back upon the desk, facing the quiet at its best. The silence is a mountain in the way of everything I need to find and say. I'm holding on to ghosts of the past, wondering how long the noise will last. These are my apologies to yellow light. I'm sorry for the way I let things slide, and all the honest truths I had to hide. I wanna make it right, but time is thin, and I don't know where to even begin. Unsaid apologies. Oh, maybe you can feel it in the air, that I am finally becoming aware of every little crack I helped to make, and every single choice I had to take. I'm sending out a whisper in the dark, trying to protect the fading spark. These are my unsaid apologies. Things slide, and all the honest truths I had to hide. I wanna make it right, but time is thin, I don't know where to even begin. Unsaid apologies. Unsaid apologies. The radiator home's a quiet tune, underneath the shadow of the moon. I've counted every second on the clock, waiting for the mental cakes to lock. My body is a sinking piece of lead, wishing for the peace inside the bed. But every time I close my tired eyes, the memories begin to start and rise. I'm replaying a meeting from the day, the stupid little things I had to say. I'm thinking about a bill I didn't pay, and how the future seems so far away. My brain is like a city after dark, missing every single sleeping mark. The blue light from the street is on the wall, waiting for the rest to finally fall. A static hum that never fog inside me. I'm hostage to the white noise in the room, tracing every shadow of the gloom. I'm begging for the world to let me sleep and stop the quiet secrets that I keep. The volume in my head is way too high, watching all the relief pass me by. I wanna sink into a dreamless state and walk away from everything I hate. Just let me sleep. I try to find the center of the peace, praying for the internal noise to cease. I listen to the wind across the roof, searching for a solitary proof that everything is going to be fine when the morning sun begins to shine. But right now I am drowning in the gray, wasting the remaining night away. I opened up a window for the breeze, hoping for a moment of the ease. The neighborhood is completely shut down, the quietest person in the town. I wonder who was staring at the glass, watching all the midnight minutes pass. A city full of people in the dark, missing the essential, sleeping more. Your static hum that never seems to die, a thick and blinding fog inside the eye. I'm hostage to the white noise in the room, tracing every shadow of the gloom. I'm begging for the world to let me sleep and stop the quiet secrets that I keep. The volume in my head is way too high, watching all the relief pass me by. I wanna sink into a dreamless state and walk away from everything I hate. Just let me see. Sun will be arriving in an hour, taking all the temporary power of the silence in the solitary room and washing out the remaining gloom. I take a breath and try to close the door on everything I've been accounting for. I'm begging for the world to let me sleep. That volume in my head is way too high, watching all the relief pass me by. I wanna sink into a dreamless state and walk away from everything I hate. Just let me sleep.
The world is turning up the volume now. I'm clenching my fists, I don't know how to handle everyone asking for a piece of me, lacking any kind of empathy. My phone is like a ticking little bomb, taking away the remaining sense of calm. I'm a map with too many lines to read. I'm gasping for the actual air I need. I draw the curtains, lock the front door. I can't handle any noise a minute more. The sensory overload is far too deep inside the quiet secrets that I keep. I'm a battery that's flashing in the red. I'm taking an asylum in my bed. I don't wanna talk, I don't wanna see anything that's pulling at the heart of me. Solitude is the only breath I take before the remaining spirit starts to break. I have to build a wall around the soul to regain a fragment of control. shutting down the system for a little while, forgetting how to wear a public smile. I wanna sit in silence and just be, without the world demanding things of me. Need my space. It isn't that I'm angry or I'm cold. The story is just getting very old, of giving everything until I'm dry underneath the cold and yellow sky. I'm tired of being the one who understands the complicated and the constant demands. I need to find a person I once was before I broke 100 silent laws. I'll stay inside the solitary zone, leaving the chaos of the world alone. The clock on the wall is the only sound keeping my feet upon the ground. The city is screaming on the other side, but here in the quiet I can safely hide. This is the only way that I survive and act like I am actually alive. Solitude is the only breath I take before the remaining spirit starts to break. I have to build a wall around the soul to regain a fragment of control. I just really need my space tonight, away from artificial blinding light. I'm shutting down the system for a little while, forgetting how to wear a public smile. I wanna sit in silence and just be, without the world demanding things of me. Need my space. There is a profound beauty in the dark, trying to protect the fading spark of who I am when nobody is there to judge the quiet burden that I bear. I'm breathing in the silence of the room, navigating through the sudden gloom. I just really need my space tonight, away from artificial blinding light. I'm shutting down the system for a little while, forgetting how to wear a public smile. I wanna sit in silence and just be, without the world demanding things of me. Need my space. Receipt inside my coat, a little piece of history I wrote from a dinner that we had in late July, before the bitter weather made us dry. We were laughing at a joke I can't recall, before we ever hit the sudden wall. The world was smaller, simpler and bright, before the arrival of the quiet nights. I scroll the gallery to January 3rd, the sweetest conversation I ever heard. We were making plans for every single week. I'm clenching my jaw, afraid to even speak. Now I'm sitting in the same old chair, talking to a ghost that isn't there, comparing every second to the then, wondering if we'll be that way again. The nostalgia is a crushing kind of haze, lost inside a warm and golden maze. I'm looking for the moment that it changed, and why the entire world was rearranged. I can't stop thinking about last year, when the actual reality was clear. We were moving with a steady, easy grace, before we lost the rhythm and the space. I'll trade the present for a day back there, to breathe in the familiar summer air, thinking about last sounds so strange. Everything has been through a massive change. I visit all the places where we used to go, watching how the bitter distances grow. The coffee shop has got a different name, but the hollow feeling is exactly the same. I'm a stranger in a city I once knew, looking for a single trace of you. I remember how the light hit the floor when you used to walk through the front door. You had a way of making things feel right against the coldness of the coming night. Now I'm just an expert on the past, wondering why the beauty didn't last. I memorize the details of the bloom, sitting in the solitary gloom. The nostalgia is a crushing kind of haze, lost inside a warm and golden maze. I'm looking for the moment that it changed, and why the entire world was rearranged. I can't stop thinking about last year, when the actual reality was clear. We were moving with a steady, easy grace, before we lost the rhythm and the space. I trade the present for a day back there, to breathe in the familiar summer air, thinking about last year. Oh, yeah. I put a filter on the things we said, saturating every memory in my head, retouching the edges where the shadows fell, making our story easier to tell, distorting the truth till it looks like gold, before the reality starts to unfold. I can't stop thinking about last year, when the actual reality was clear. We were moving with a steady, easy grace, before we lost the rhythm and the space. I trade the present for a day back there, breathing the familiar summer air, thinking about last year.
Of the coming lights. I've been through this a dozen times before, and I know exactly what is behind the door. You're painting me a picture of the sun, but I'm already looking for the gun. I built a fortress out of broken glass, watching every opportunity pass. I'd rather be alone than be deceived, grieving the illusions I once feed. You reach across the table for my hand, but I am sinking in a desert of the sand. I calculate the danger of the height before I ever step into the light. I'm looking for the ghost inside your phone, fearful of the truth I've never known. The paranoia is a cold and rising tide, with absolutely nowhere left to hide. I'm looking for the light beneath the skin, wondering exactly where the fakes begin. I'm searching for a reason to walk away, to trust. I watch the way you hide the glow and scream, and wonder about the things I haven't seen. You say you're tired and you need to sleep, but I see the quiet secrets that you keep. I sabotage the warmth before it stays, lost inside a dark and anxious maze. I'd rather break it now than wait to fall, building up a much more solid wall. The intimacy is a threat I can't ignore. I'm keeping one eye on the bedroom door. If I let you in, I'm giving you the knife to cut the remaining rhythm of my life. So I look for errors in the things you say to justify the pushing you away. A master of the defense and midnight show, waiting for the intimacy to go. I'm looking for the ghost inside your phone, fearful of a truth I've never known. The paranoia is a cold and rising tide, with absolutely nowhere left to hide. I'm looking for the lie beneath the skin, wondering exactly where the fakes begin. I'm searching for a reason to walk away, and in the complication of the day, I analyze the silence in your tone, sitting with a secret on my own. Hard to trust. I wanna believe the words you speak, but my resolution is so incredibly weak. Betrayal is the only ghost I've ever seen, underneath the polished and the clean. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop before I even let the rhythm stop. I'm looking for the lie beneath the skin, wondering exactly where the fake's been. I'm searching for a reason to walk away, and in the complication of the day, I analyze the silence in your tone, sitting with a secret on my own. Hard to trust.
They handed me the project and they smiled. I took it like a terrified young child. They told me I was ready for the lead, a quiet validation that I need. But walking to my car, I felt the dread, a spinning conversation in my head. I'm waiting for the moment they find out the devastating truth behind the doubt. I suffer from the fraud inside the frame, a constant and exhausting mental game, man. I attribute the winds to passing luck, a sudden wave of light I can't embrace. I minimize the effort that I spend, and worry how the narrative will end when everybody realizes I am fake, a totally avoidable mistake. The mirror is a brutal kind of glass, watching the internal panic pass. I measure my achievements in the dust, lacking any fundamental trust. I always feel like I'm not good enough, hiding insecurity and bluff. I'm terrified of dropping the facade, walking on a thin and invisible wire. No matter what I do or what I gain, I carry the invisible white chain. Not good enough, not good enough. It bleeds into the way I love you too. I wonder what you see when you look through the layers of the person that I show. A carefully constructed artificial glow. You tell me I'm everything you want, but my anxiety begins to taunt. I ask for reassurance all the time, committing a repeated emotional crime. I overcompensate by working late, a desperate attempt to seal the fate. I try to be the perfect, flawless friend, providing the support I can extend. If I am indispensable and rare, maybe they will tolerate me there. It's an exhausting way to live the days, trapped inside a deeply anxious maze. The mirror is a brutal kind of glass, watching the internal panic pass. I measure my achievements in the dust, lacking any fundamental trust. Ooh, I always feel like I'm not good enough, hiding the insecurity and bluff. I'm terrified of dropping the facade, walking on a thin and invisible wire. No matter what I do or what I gain, I carry the invisible quiet chain. Not good enough. I need to separate the fact from fear, let the actual reality. Voice inside my head is telling lies, master of deception and disguise. I have to own the space I occupy, look the inner critic in the eye. I always feel a fight of dropping a facade, walking on a thin and invisible wire. No matter what I do or what I gain, I carry the invisible quiet chain. Not good enough. Not good
The laughter is still echoing in the hall. I watch the shadows dancing on the wall. My friends just left, the evening reached its end, and I'm losing every fragment of pretend. The apartment is a vacuum, cold and vast, watching all the golden moments pass. I pick the empty glasses from the floor, wishing they would stay for an hour more. Turn the television on to fill the space, watching the flickering across my face. But the noise is just a shallow kind of fix, artificial shadows in a digital mix. I crave the space until I finally get it, then I spend the midnight hours to regret it. The silence is a mirror, sharp and clear, showing me the presence of the quiet fear. The ticking of the clock is way too loud, missing the distraction of the crowd. I'm hostage to the rhythm of my mind, leaving the reality behind. I absolutely hate being alone tonight, under the solitary yellow light. I push away the people that I need, then I wonder why I'm starting to bleed. The quiet is a predator I can't outrun, waiting for the rising of the morning sun. Hate being alone. I scroll through the contacts on my phone, looking for a voice to call my own, but I don't wanna seem so desperate now, so I wipe the tired worry off my brow. I could have asked them all to stay the night, but I wanted to be independent and right. Now I'm paying for the pride I choose to keep, while the city is sinking into sleep. I think about the story is getting incredibly old. I'm waiting for the neighbor's door to slam, showing me exactly where I am. I absolutely hate alone tonight. Under the solitary yellow light, I push away the people that I need. Then I wonder why I'm starting to bleed. The quiet is a predator I can't outrun, waiting for the rising of the morning sun. Hate being alone.
Whoa, that's it. I watch you sleeping in the quiet light, a peaceful contrast to my restless night. The way you're breathing has a steady pace, while I am feeling like a total waste. You deserve a love that's easy and clear, not the static that I'm bringing here. I'm a storm that's always rolling in before the actual sunshine can begin. I think about the times I let you down, the saddest story in the sleeping town. You carry all my burdens on your back, trying to fill the every single crack. But I'm the anchor, pulling you below, where the sunlight never starts to glow. Every time I try to make it right, I pull you deeper back into the night. The logic is a cold and sharp decree that you're just better off without me. I'm a cage that keeps you from the sky, watching all your best potential die. You're better off without me in your life, without the constant worry and the strife. I'm a fire that only brings the smoke, a bitter promise that I finally broke. I wanna see you happy, want you free, even if the cost is losing me. Better off without me. Pack my things before the sun can rise, and save the explanation and the lies. It's easier to walk away right now, before I have to break another vow. I leave the keys upon the kitchen stand, the final gesture that I finally planned. A clean departure in the early gray, washing all the wreckage of us away. I know you'll cry and ask me why I left her, facing the silence, feeling so bereft. The quiet room will be a cold relief after the years of this internal grief. You'll find a person who is whole and sound, with both feet firmly planted on the ground. And you'll forget the version of the man who never had a solid working plan. The logic is a cold and sharp decree that you're just better off without me. I'm a cage that keeps you from the sky, watching all your best potential die. You're better off without me in your life, without the constant worry and the strife. I'm a fire that only brings the smoke, a bitter promise that I finally broke. I wanna see you happy, want you free, even if the cost is losing me. Better off without me. It's the only selfless thing I've ever done, to walk away and be the lonely one. I'll trade my happiness to save your soul, and let you finally regain control. A quiet sacrifice inside the dark, to let you find a brand new steady spark. You're better off without me in your life, without the constant worry and the strife. I'm a fire that only brings the smoke, a bitter promise that I finally broke. I wanna see you happy, want you free, even if the cost is losing me. Better off without me.
is glowing with the words you sent. I'm searching for exactly what they meant. You said you're fine but left the emoji out, feeding the arrival of the doubt. I'm staring at the wall until I blur, remembering exactly how we were. Did I use a period where it shouldn't be? Is that why you are acting cold to me? The type of question deleted, start again. Caught inside the where and why and when. The blue light is a weapon in the hand, creating a distance I can't understand. You're miles away but sitting in my head, twisting every single thing I said. A digital distortion of the truth, wasting the devotion of all you. The silence in the chat is a rising tide, with absolutely nowhere left to hide. I'm overthinking every single move, trying to find the rhythm and the groove. I think you're taking it the wrong way now, holding my breath, I don't know why, how. The words on the screen don't have a soul, and they're spinning out of our control. I didn't mean to hurt you or to slide, start another unnecessary fight, taking it the wrong way. I wish that I could hear your actual voice, making it an easier kind of choice to understand the nuance and the tone. Instead of being out here on my own, I built a scenario that isn't real, deciding exactly how I ought to feel. I'm fighting with the version of you there that I created out of empty air. Maybe you're just tired, maybe you're asleep, but I have quiet secrets that I keep. I'm terrified of making a mistake and watching the entire structure break. One little phrase can tear the wall apart and leave a quiet echo in the heart. I'm hostage to the way the pixels land, waiting for a sign I understand. The silence in the chat is a rising tide, with absolutely nowhere left to hide. I'm overthinking every single move, trying to find the rhythm and the groove. I think you're taking it the wrong way now, holding my breath, I don't know why or how. The words on the screen don't have a soul, and they're spinning out of our control. I didn't mean to hurt you or to slight, or start another unnecessary fight, taking it the wrong way. The glare of the glasses, all that we touch. I never thought I could miss you this much. Signals are dying in the frozen air, leaving us both with a vacant stare. No warmth in the pixels, no truth in the glow, just watching the intimacy start to go. Taking it the wrong way now, holding my breath, I don't know why or how. The words on the screen don't have a soul, and they're spinning out of our control. I didn't mean to hurt you or to slight, or start another unnecessary fight, taking it the way.
The alarm is like a siren in the ear, a regular and complicated fear of falling short of everything they want, letting the expectations start to tone. I look at the itinerary for the day, chasing a ghost that's always miles away. The The city is a furnace full of heat, melting the resolve upon the streets. I have to be the best, I have to shine, drawing a relentless and a steady line between the person that I truly am and this elaborate and public sham. The mountain is a pile of tiny stones. I feel the crushing effort in my bones. I'm terrified of making one mistake and watching the entire structure break, yeah. The air is getting tighter in my chest, temporary parting from the rest. I'm running on a wheel that never slows, where the exhaustion and the tension grows. It's just way too much pressure on the soul, losing every fragment of control. I'm trying to be perfect, trying to be fast, waiting for the sudden and the quiet blast. The volume of the world is way too high, watching all the beauty pass me by. Too much pressure, yeah. I see the people thriving on the screen, a glamorous and fast and painted scene of effortless success and golden light, while I am struggling blindly in the night. I measure my achievements by the cost of every single hour that I lost, trying to build a version of the dream, only to be swallowed by the stream. The meeting was a hollow kind of talk. I see the players tracking every walk, watching for a single slip or slide under the cold and fluorescent light. I nod and smile and give the right reply, hiding the frustration in my eyes. I'm trading all my passion for a wage, acting out the story on the stage. The air is getting tighter in my chest, a temporary parting from the rest. I'm running on a wheel that never slows, where the exhaustion and the tension grows. It's just way too much pressure on the soul, losing every fragment of control. I'm trying to be perfect, trying to be fast, waiting for the sudden and the quiet blast. The volume of the world is way too high, watching all the beauty pass me by. Too much pressure, yeah. I need a little space to just be still and let the empty reservoirs refill. I'm sick of being the one who carries all, waiting for the ceiling to finally fall. I wanna drop the burden on the floor and walk away through the office door. Yeah, it's just way too much pressure on the soul, losing every fragment of control. Trying to be perfect, trying to be fast, waiting for the sudden and the quiet blast. The volume of the world is way too high, watching all the beauty pass me by. Too much pressure, yeah.
Another bridge is burning in the night, another person walking from the light. I watch them go and tell myself I'm glad, ignoring all the feelings that I had. They told me I was difficult and cold, the same old story getting very old. I laughed it off and said they couldn't stay, but now the silence won't go away. I look into the mirror at my face, trying to secure my current place. I see the pattern starting to appear, the common denominator is here. It's always me who picks the final fight and runs away into the quiet night. I sabotage the good before it grows, watching how the bitter distance flows. The echo in the empty hallway floor is bouncing off the locked and quiet door. I'm searching for the origin of the sound in every single silence that I found. Maybe I'm in the problem in feeding the inevitable blue. I push away the people that I need, yeah, and wonder why the spirit starts to bleed, yeah. I'm looking for the reason in the dark, trying to protect the fading spark. Am I the problem? I analyze the way I use the words, sharp enough to set the world on fire. I weaponize the silence when I'm hurt, treating all the affection like the dirt. I expect the world to understand the pain without ever explaining the rain. It's an exhausting way for us to be, trapped inside the borders of me. I remember when my mother used to say that I would push the miracles away because I'm terrified of being seen. Underneath the polished and the clean, I'd rather be the villain than the ghost, ruining the things I value most. I see the rubble and I see the dust, lacking any fundamental trust. Echo in the empty hallway floor is bouncing off the locked and quiet door. I'm searching for the origin of the sound in every single silence that I found. Maybe I am the problem, feeding the inevitable blue. I push away the people that I need and wonder why the spirit starts to bleed. I'm looking for the reason in the dark, trying to protect the fading spark. Am I the problem? I need to drop the armor on the floor and stop preparing for a silent war. It takes a lot of courage just to stay and stop the endless pushing them away. I have to own the damage I have done before I am the only remaining one. Maybe I am the problem, feeding the inevitable blue. I push away the people that I need, and wonder why the spirit starts to bleed. I'm looking for the reason in the dark, trying to protect the fading spark. Am I the problem? I see the photos on the glowing feed, a glamorous and fascinating breed of people jumping off a massive boat, while I am putting on a winter coat. They're dancing in the middle of a crowd, the music in the speakers pumping loud, and I am ordering a takeout meal, wondering exactly what I ought to feel. I'm 20-something sitting in a grave, watching the golden era slip away, I spent the whole week grinding at the desk, where screen light steals the hours from my chest. I promised I would go out on the town, but when the Friday evening rolled around, the sofa was a magnet for my spine. I opened up a cheaper bottle of wine. The calendar is turning on the wall. I hear the passing of the seasons call. I'm terrified of waking up one day with all the best potential washed away. I feel like I am wasting my youth, avoiding the uncomfortable truth. I'm playing it so incredibly safe, letting the passing opportunity shape the memories I make are in my room, hiding inside a comfortable tomb, wasting my youth. I bought a ticket to a festival, but sold it when the panic made a call. I tell myself that I am saving cash, avoiding a chaotic sudden crash, but money cannot buy the time I lost. A massive and uncalculated cost. I'm aging in the quiet of my flat, a cautious and domesticated cat. I look into the mirror at my eyes and notice how the steady panic lies. I wanna be reckless, wanna be bold before the story gets entirely told, but breaking out of comfort is a chore. I stand upon the threshold of the door and always find a reason to retreat, accepting the familiar warm defeat. The calendar is turning on the wall. I hear the passing of the seasons call now. I'm terrified of waking up one day with all the best potential washed away. I feel like I am wasting my youth, avoiding the uncomfortable truth. I'm playing it so incredibly safe, letting the passing opportunity shape the memories I make are in my room, hiding inside a comfortable tomb, wasting my youth. They say these are the greatest years we get, a time for making beautiful regret, and I am busy trying to survive, forgetting what it means to be alive. I have to step into the blinding rain and trade the quiet safety for the pain. I feel like I am wasting my youth, avoiding the uncomfortable truth. I'm playing it safe, incredibly safe, letting the passing opportunity shape the memories I make are in my room, hiding inside a comfortable tomb, wasting my youth. The texts arrived at 4:15, a shadow creeping underneath the door. Those 4 words we need to talk, watching as the hallway starts to lock. I've been replaying every word I said, a spinning carousel inside my head, trying to find the moment that it broke under the pressure and the rising smoke. The drive back home was longer than it should. I'd stay away forever if I could. I I see your car is sitting in the drive, waiting for the tension to arrive. The air inside the hallway feels so thin. I take a breath before I enter in. I see you sitting at the kitchen light, ready for the ending of the night. The atmosphere is static and it's gray, watching the remaining comfort wash away. We're standing on the threshold of the end, pivoting from lover back to friend. When you look at me and say, can we talk? I feel the inner machinery start to lock the sentence that I've dreaded for a week, making every resolution feel so weak. I know the conversation is a final blow, a tragic little cinematic show. Can we talk? I remember when we used to talk for hours, before we let the poison hit the flowers. We used to share the secrets of the heart. Now we don't even know where to start. You're looking at your coffee, looking down, the quietest person in the sleeping town. I wanna interrupt and say I'm sorry, ending the anticipation and the worry, but I just sit and wait for you to speak, watching the determination in your cheek. I see the suitcase tucked behind the chair, the finality of what is standing there. We've been living in a polite life, avoiding every single honest why. Now the truth is standing in the room, feeding the inevitable gloom. The atmosphere is static and it's gray, watching the remaining comfort wash away. We're standing on the threshold of the end, pivoting from lover back to friend. When you look at me and say, can we talk? I feel the inner machinery start to lock the sentence that I've dreaded for a week, making every resolution feel so weak. I know the conversation is a final blow, a tragic little cinematic show. Can we talk? The clock is ticking louder on the wall, waiting for the inevitable fall. I'd rather you just shout it out the pain than listen to the logic of the rain. Just say the words and set the feeling free, and end this desperate captivity. When you look at me and say, can we talk? I feel the inner machinery start to lock the sentence that I've dreaded for a week, making every resolution feel so weak. I know the conversation is a final blow, a tragic little cinematic show. Can we talk?
I hit the snooze alarm at 7:10 and put the social armor on again. I walk into the office with a smile and chat about the weekend for a while. I drink the bitter coffee, answer calls, walking through the glass and soulless walls. I'm functioning exactly as I should, a master of pretending I am good. I listen to a colleague and her stress about a tiny unimportant mess. I offer my advice and validate, keeping the illusion of my state. They see a person totally in control, a dedicated worker in the role. They never see the trembling in my castle in the sand. The contrast is a terrifying art, a quiet tearing of the mind apart. I leave the building right at 5 o'clock and finally turn the key inside the lock. Nobody knows what happens in the dark when I am entirely missing the mark. I slide against the door and hit the floor, unable to pretend for a minute more. The public presentation was a total lie, a clever way of simply getting by. Nobody knows. I throw the keys upon the kitchen chair and let the quiet settle in the air. The notifications buzzing on the phone, a constant reminder I am not alone. But being known is not the same as seen, a glowing validation on a screen. I post a picture from a week ago, maintaining the momentum of the show. I wonder what would happen if I broke, if I removed the mirrors and the smoke. Would people run away from the debris, or finally sit down and look at me? But vulnerability is a massive cost, a guarantee that something will be lost. I gather up the pieces for the night and prepare to step back into the light. The contrast is a terrifying art, a quiet tearing of the mind apart. I leave the building right at 5 o'clock and finally turn the key inside the lock. Nobody knows what happens in the dark when I am entirely missing the mark. I slide against the door and hit the floor, unable to pretend for a minute more. The public presentation was a total lie, a clever way of simply getting by. Nobody knows. The isolation is a choice I proudly made, a solitary comfort in the shade, like an actor who forgot their living face, dissolving in a cold and hollow space. I wash the careful makeup off my face and settle in a solitary space. Nobody knows what happens in the dark when I am entirely missing the mark. I slide against the door and hit the floor, unable to pretend for a minute more. The public presentation was a total lie, a clever way of simply getting by. Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
I sent the text at 10:30 at night, underneath the solitary light. A simple question, maybe way too clear, feeding the arrival of the fear. I saw the 3 little bubbles start to move, looking for the answer to the groove. But then they disappeared into the grave, taking all the confidence away. The screen is dark, but I can feel the sting, waiting for the phone to finally ring. I check the connection, check the line. Everything is working perfectly fine. The problem is the person on the side, with absolutely nowhere left for me to hide. I'm sitting in the middle of the way, arguing with the silence and the fade. The ambiguity is a sharp and quiet knife, cutting through the rhythm of my life. I'm hostage to the absence of the word, the loudest silence I have ever heard. I'm left hanging on a thin, fragile thread, thinking about everything I should have said. You're holding all the cards inside your hand and watching as I struggle just to stand. The distance is a cold and hollow space, looking for a single sign of grace, left hanging. But I see the activity in the gray. You're posting pictures of the city lights, while I am losing every battle of the nights. I wonder why you choose to keep me here, floating in the murky atmosphere, a temporary option on the shelf, while I am sabotaging my own self. I scroll back to the things we used to be, before the quiet distance locked the key. You used to be the one who texted first, before the arrival of the bitter thirst. I'm analyzing every single sign, crossing over every single line. Is it a game or is it just the end? Pivoting from lover back to friend. The ambiguity is a sharp and quiet knife, cutting through the rhythm of my life. I'm hostage to the absence of the word, the loudest silence I have ever heard. I'm left hanging on a thin and fragile thread, thinking about everything I should have said. You're holding all the cards inside your hand and watching as I struggle just to stand. The distance is a cold and hollow space, looking for a single sign of grace, left hanging. Watching notifications passing by like ghosts across a digital sky. My heart is muted, quiet and still, against the coldness of your will. Just a name that you chose to ignore, dropped upon the digital floor. I'm left hanging on a thin and fragile thread, thinking about everything I should have said. You're holding all the cards inside your hand and watching as I struggle just to stand. The distance is a cold and hollow space, looking for a single sign of grace, left hanging. The phone is vibrating upon the wood. I'd ignore it if I only could, but someone needs a favor, needs a hand, and I'm the only one who understands. I type a message saying I'll be there, even though I'm gasping for the air. My own agenda is a second thought, tangled in the social web I caught. I'm everyone's accountant and the priest, preparing every single lonely feast. I listen to the stories and the grief, providing a temporary relief. But nobody is asking how I feel, or checking if the energy is real. I'm a map that's worn and thin and old, where my own story isn't being told. Hey, 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 hey. The constant expectation is a tie, with absolutely nowhere left to hide. I'm pouring from an empty little cup, trying to keep the remaining spirit up. I just really can't say no to anyone, waiting for the evening to be done. I'm trading all my peace to be the best, putting every boundary to the test. The resentment is a fire in my soul, losing every fragment of control. Can't say no. I promised I would help them with the move, running in the designated groove. Even though I haven't slept in days, lost inside a busy and a quiet maze. I'm terrified of letting people down, the nicest person in the sleeping town. But being nice is not the same as kind, when I'm losing the remaining peace of mind. I wonder what would happen if I stayed inside the quietness that I have made, and simply let the phone ring in the hall, ignoring every single desperate call. Would they still love me if I wasn't useful now? I'll wipe the tired worry off my brow. The validation is a toxic drug, pulling the reality from under the rug. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The constant expectation is a tie, with absolutely nowhere left to hide. I'm pouring from an empty little cup, trying to keep the remaining spirit up. I just really can't say no to anyone, waiting for the evening to be done. I'm trading all my peace to be the best, putting every boundary to the test. The resentment is a fire in my soul. I have to draw a circle on the ground, where the silence is the only sound, and understand that I am not a tool to be used by every single person, every fool. The power isn't saying it is time to stop this repetitive emotional crime. I just really can't say no to